Hello friends, I welcome it YouTube channel of Future Series Institute. Today we are starting our next series of MCQs, that is on fundamental rights. And you know that how fundamental rights are important for us and for our life. What are the roles of fundamental rights in our life? Very important. Second part it starts now. First question comes on your screen. Fundamental rights are, how many fundamental rights are there? First of all, you need to know about this. There are 6 fundamental rights. After what? After what? Right to privacy that had been revoked from fundamental rights. Earlier that was also the fundamental right. That time there were 7 fundamental rights. 8% there are 6 fundamental rights. These: right to equality, right to freedom, right against exploitation, right to freedom of religion, right to culture and education, right to constitutional remedy. Okay. Right to equality you will find from Article 14 to 18. It is from 19 to 22. Right to freedom, right against exploitation 23, 24, and right to freedom of religion, that is 25 to 28. Okay, so these are the 25 to 28. It is right to culture and education, that is from 2913, it is 32. Okay, these are the right. Now fundamental rights are justifiable, non-justifiable, flexible and rigid. What about this? Actually justifiable. Fundamental rights are justifiable. What? Your correct answer is what? A. Justifiable. Next question comes on your screen. See, which of the following is given the power to enforce the fundamental rights by the Constitution? है ना? किसको पावर दिया गया है फंडामेंटल राइट्स को एनफोर्स करने का? किसको? भारत के संविधान के अनुसार इफ आपके फंडामेंटल राइट्स का ह्यूमिलिएशन हो रहा है तो कौन सी ऐसी संस्था है जो आपके साथ खड़ी हो जाती है, उनको इंटरप्रेट करने का काम करती है कि हाँ इट इज योर फंडामेंटल राइट्स एंड यू विल मूव अकॉर्डिंग टू योर फंडामेंटल राइट्स. Which? Supreme Court and High Courts. Okay, Supreme Courts and High Courts. How many High Courts are there at present? 25 High Courts are there in India. One Supreme Court. Okay, 25. And which one is the 25th High Court? Amravati High Court, that is in Andhra Pradesh. Newly constructed in 2019. After 2019, there are 25 high courts. Now you go for next. Next question is, which one of the following statement is correct? Right or claimed of the state against a citizen? No, is not. Rights are privileges which privileged with which are incorporated in constitution of a state? No. Rights are claims of the citizens. Privileges, yes. Claims of the citizens against the state? Yes, against the state. You can go against the state if your fundamental rights are humiliated. You can use your rights against, even against a state. Means that is your own right. Rights are privileges of a few citizens against the many? No. Because fundamental rights are given to all equally. Okay, which of the following is correct? Nehru Report. The Nehru Report 1928 had advocated the inclusion of fundamental rights in the Indian Constitution. Yes, Nehru Report. Study material about this. It It was revealed in 1928, and that time it recommended for fundamental rights should be in the constitution that time itself. So your correct answer A becomes A. Now next question that's on your screen, say in the context of India, which one of the following is the correct relationship between rights and duties? Actually, rights and duties, they have correlation. They are correlative to each other. Means one side, if you have been using fundamental rights, then other side you should perform your duties. So they are actually what? They are correlative with duties. Right? They have a strong relationship with duties. Next question, you see, fundamental rights cannot be suspended. Yes, they can be suspended during emergency. You see, वरिष्ठ इंदिरा गांधी त्याग पत्र दो, कितना खतरनाक लिखा है, क्योंकि 25 जून की रात यानी कि 26 जून से 1975 से इमरजेंसी लागू कर दी गई 2 साल के लिए भारत में, है ना। इमरजेंसी के टाइम आपके फंडामेंटल राइट्स क्या हो गए? सस्पेंड. दे वर सस्पेंडेड ड्यूरिंग दिस इमरजेंसी. ओनली वन right that is not suspended even during emergency, that is article 21. It gives you what? Right to life, right to live or life, which cannot be suspended even during emergency. So fundamental rights, they can be suspended, they cannot be suspended, that is wrong. They can be suspended by the order of prime minister, not at all by will of the president, not at all. They may be suspended during emergency. During emergency, your all fundamental rights can be suspended excluding article 21. Why not article 21? Because it gives you right to live, right to live or life. That so this privileges this thing to you. That's why you this article cannot be suspended even during emergency, right? Next question that's on your screen, see. Under which of the following articles the Indian Constitution guarantees fundamental rights to the citizen? So, fundamental rights actually they are given from article 12 to 35. So, your option is, correct option is C. Look at the articles from 14 to 18, right to equality. From 19 to 22, right to freedom. From 23 to 24, right against exploitation. From article 25 to 28, right to freedom of religion. From article 29 to 31, not even 31, it's for 30. It's cultural and educational rights. And from article, it's article 30, constitutional remedies. Okay, 32. So these are the things. Now you see next. Next question is about what? Under which article of the Constitution of India fundamental rights have been provided to citizen? So fundamental rights are provided from article 12 to article 35. So your correct answer that becomes B, 12 to 35. After 35, which part comes? That is fourth part. Actually, fundamental rights are given in third part of the Constitution, which is called Magna Carta of India. Which is called what? Magna Carta of India. Part number 3. Magna Carta of India. Part number 3. And if you see original constitution, you will find in part number 3 a photo of Ramchandra, Sita and Lakshmana. You will find that photo also. Right? So it is called Magna Carta of India part 3, which is about what? Fundamental rights from article 12 to 35. Next question. See, under which article of constitution reservation in admission to educational and institutions including private and unaided to OBCs, STs and SCs is made? Under this article, article 15 clause 5 in 93rd constitutional amendment act which took place in 2006. In this constitutional amendment, new clause was added, that is clause 5 of article 15, under which reservation in admission to educational institute like private and unpaid, unaided to SC, STs and OBCs was given. Okay, so that is about what? Article article what? 15 clause 5. And also you know that 103rd constitutional amendment act took place in 2019, which was given reservation to whom? Reservation to economically weak, weaker section of general category on basis of what? Those who have annual income less than 8 lakh. Okay, annual income less than 8 lakh, and they people will be given 10% reservation in government jobs and all. So under this constitutional amendment act 103 constitutional amendment act 2019, there was change in articles 15 clause 6 and 16 clause 6. 15 16, there was new article, there were new article added. So see next question. Which one of the following articles of Indian Constitution puts an absolute limitation on legislative power? So this article puts limitation, absolute limitation of legislative power. It is about what? Right to equality. Right to equality against what? Law. Okay, so your correct answer that becomes, means equal, how? Protection of law, before law, equality before law, equal protection of law. So that's why this puts absolute limitation on the legislative power. Next question you see. The main object of Article 13 of the Indian Constitution is to secure the paramountcy of the Constitution regarding what? So, see, it is about actually fundamental rights. Article 13, what does it say? Article 13 say that pre-independent or post-independent, any laws, regulation or any institution that is superimposing anything or humiliating your fundamental rights, then according to Article 32, right to constitutional remedies, Supreme Court can, if that is really humiliating the fundamental rights, then Supreme Court can cancel that law or rule, even though that was made before independence or after independence. It doesn't matter, right? So it is about what? It is about fundamental rights. Next question. that comes on your screen. See, which article of the constitution gives precedence to constitutional provision over the laws made by the union parliament and state legislature? So that is about what article 30. As I told you earlier, that article 13 बड़ा खतरनाक है भाई साहब. आर्टिकल 13 ये कहता है कि पोस्ट इंडिपेंडेंस चाहे प्री इंडिपेंडेंस कोई भी नियम बना है और उससे आपके फंडामेंटल राइट्स ह्यूमिलिएट हो रहे हैं, तो क्या करेगा सुप्रीम कोर्ट? फंडामेंटल राइट्स की रक्षा करेगा, बिकॉज दे आर रियली वेरी जस्टिफिएबल, और उनकी रक्षा करेगा चाहे वो जो नियम बने हैं उनको रद्द क्यों न करना पड़े. सबसे पहले इंपॉर्टेंट क्या माना गया? फंडामेंटल राइट्स. उसकी रक्षा करेगा आपके सुप्रीम कोर्ट, आपके फंडामेंटल राइट्स को. ठीक है, ये आर्टिकल 13 में. तो बेसिकली आर्टिकल 13 इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. श्रेया सिंगल वाला केस है वो इसी के अकॉर्डिंग है, आप देख लीजिएगा. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. इन द इंडियन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन of the right to freedom is granted by 4 articles. 4 articles कौन कौन से? 19, 20, 21, 22. It is about what? Right to freedom. Right to freedom. ये आपको दे रखे हैं right to freedom. यहाँ पर 6 freedoms दे रखी हैं. Article protection in respect of conviction for offenses, यहाँ पर इसके लिए दे रखा है. 21 में राइट टू लाइफ एंड पर्सनल लिबर्टी के बारे में, या 21A जो 2010 में जुड़ा है आपके, मतलब एनफोर्स किया गया है 1 अप्रैल 2010 से. ये आपको फ्री एंड कंपल्सरी एजुकेशन के बारे में बता रहा है. आर्टिकल 22 है प्रोटेक्शन अगेंस्ट आर्बिट्रेरी अरेस्ट एंड डिटेंशन, इसके बारे में. ठीक है, तो ये देखो आपको फ्रीडम वाले राइट्स की बात हो रही है. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन देखिएगा. विच वन ऑफ द फॉलोइंग आर्टिकल्स ऑफ इंडियन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन बिलोंग्स टू ए डिफरेंट कैटेगरी? डिफरेंट कैटेगरी की बात करें तो आर्टिकल 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 ये राइट टू इक्वालिटी से बिलोंग करते. राइट टू इक्वालिटी. और ये 19 ये कहां पर आ गया है? ये आपका राइट टू फ्रीडम से आ गया. 19 to 20 हमने इसको विजुअलाइज कर दिया, देख लीजिए. 19 to 22 दैट इज अबाउट राइट टू फ्रीडम एंड राइट टू इक्वालिटी. आर्टिकल 14 to 18, तो ये अलग है. इट इज डिफरेंट फ्रॉम दिस कैटेगरी. ओड है. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन सी. प्रोहिबिशन ऑफ डिस्क्रिमिनेशन ऑन द ग्राउंड ऑफ रिलीजन एटसेट्रा. आर्टिकल 15 of the Indian Constitution is a fundamental rights is classifiable under what? So it is what? Right to equality. Article 15, that is about what? Right to equality. Article 15 right to equality, which comes in this series, in this 14 to 18 is, it comes between this. It is about what? Right to equality. Next question, see. Which of the following enables the Supreme Court of India to deduce a fundamental right to equal pay for equal work? यहाँ पर word socialism used in the preamble to the Constitution in 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act 1976. A. Read with Article 14 of the Indian Constitution. A. Read with Article 16 of the Indian Constitution. A, B, C, R all read together. Your correct answer that becomes D. All have to be read together. Next question. Which one of the following is not included in the fundamental rights to equality is enshrined in the Indian Constitution? इंडियन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में दिए गए हैं इनमें से कौन सा है जो फंडामेंटल राइट नहीं? इक्वलिटी बिफोर लॉ, fundamental right. Social equality, that is also fundamental right. Equal opportunity, that is fundamental right. Economic equality, that is directive principles of state policy. So it is not your fundamental right, it is given in directive principles of state policy, means fourth part of the Indian Constitution. Fourth part of the Indian Constitution, directive principles of the state policy. जबकि ये तीनों कहां से हैं? All these three are from fundamental rights, part third of the Indian Constitution. Next question you see that comes on your screen. See, in the Indian Constitution, the right to equality is granted by 5 articles. They are right to equality. Right to equality 14, 15, 16, 17 and 18. कहां पर है? 14 to 18. So your correct answer is C. So your correct answer is C. Next question. See, child rights are protected in article of International Covenant Civil and Covenant of Civil and Political Rights. ये actually it is incorporated in year 1966 by what? UNO, United Nations Organization. UN की एक संस्था है which was incorporated in 1966. So it has also some articles. So UNO इसमें क्या है कि 24th article, that is about what? Child rights are protected. इस 14 जो 24th article है उसमें child rights है, they are protected. Now you see, which of the following articles of Indian Constitution deal with the fundamental rights related to exploitation of children? Exploitation of children के लिए दो आर्टिकल है, 23 to 24. दो आर्टिकल्स हैं. यहाँ पर ऑप्शन आपका क्या दे रखा है? 20. 24 क्या कहता है? 23 क्या कहता है? ह्यूमन ट्रैफिकिंग को रोकने की बात करता है. ह्यूमन ट्रैफिकिंग, एक्सप्लॉइटेशन ऑफ चाइल्ड लेबर की बात करता है 24th. मीन्स इफ यू आर लेस देन 14 years you cannot work in any factory. Okay, so that is about what? Article 24. 24 is about exploitation of children. In case of article, according to this, in case of human trafficking, and in this case you cannot work if you are a child labor, means below 14 years. तो आज की सीरीज यहीं पे समाप्त हो जाती है. थैंक यू फॉर लिसनिंग मी अटेंटिवली, केयरफुली. जय हिंद, जय भारत.